When I first started designing websites like 10 years ago, I struggled a lot. As a developer, getting the functionality right was easy. But the design part, that was a totally different story. My designs felt messy, hard to read, and honestly, a little bit amateur. And it has taken me quite some time to learn these basic design principles, which can take a website from functional to beautiful. And today I wanted to share them with you: spacing, typography, and colors. For each, I will show you a before and after example, break down what works, and explain how you can apply these principles right away. These tips will make a huge difference in your design, so let's dive in. Let's start with spacing, which is one of the most underrated principles of web design. It's the glue that connects everything together, guides your users, and prevents your layouts from feeling overwhelming. When I started, I tended to overfill my layouts, thinking more content was better. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. And here's how you can get spacing right every single time. Alright, so let's take a look at this hero section. Notice how the white space makes everything feel calm and balanced. The headline, the subheadline, and even the image don't feel cramped. They all have enough room to breathe. This invites users to focus on what matters. Now let's compare that to this layout. The elements are so tightly packed together that the user doesn't know where to look. There's no separation between the headline and image, creating a cluttered, overwhelming layout. I used to make these same mistakes all the time. This is actually a website I have designed like 10 years ago, and I used to make the same mistakes back then all the time. To fix this, add consistent padding around your sections and elements. When in doubt, try to simplify it. Use margins and paddings to separate content and create a visual flow that guides the user and feels natural. Add spacing to your elements so that they can breathe, but at the same time keep similar objects together. Here, for example, all the elements in the hero section are together, and we have more space to the next section to create a visual separation. This one change can turn a messy design into something professional. Typography is another area where I struggled a lot. I would randomly choose a popular font on Google, ignore things like line height, alignments, and font sizes, and the result was basically a very clunky and hard to read website. But great typography isn't hard. It's always about keeping it simple. Let me show you what I mean. Font size is your starting point. In this example, the body text is large enough to read easily, and the line height adds even more breathing room. Here you can clearly see the difference between narrow text and a wide text. It makes it a lot easier on the eyes and encourages users to stay longer. And here's a bad example. The font is way too small and the lines are cramped together, making the text feel heavy. I made this mistake a lot in my early projects because I wasn't paying attention to typography. To fix this, limit the width of your paragraphs to 60, maybe 80 characters, and always left align your text. When everything lines up consistently, it feels cleaner and is much easier to read. Trust me, this makes your websites look like 10 times better than it used to be. Before we move on, here's a quick shout out from today's sponsor, Cloudways. Let's take a second to talk about something that's super important: how fast your website loads. No one likes a slow website, no matter how good it looks. That's where Cloudways comes in. Cloudways is a web hosting service that makes it simple to run fast and reliable websites. Here are 3 reasons I recommend Cloudways. It scales easily, whether you're starting small or growing big. Cloudways grows with you. It's fast. Your website loads super quickly so your visitors stay longer. And it's easy to use. They take care of things like backups, security, and updates, so you can focus on your work. I've made a comparison between my current hosting provider and Cloudways, and my website is now 10 times faster than it used to be. If you want a hosting service that makes your life easier and your websites faster, check out Cloudways. There's a link in the description below. Colors are one of the most exciting things about web design, but it's also an area where it's very easy to go overboard. Early in my career, I just choose the colors I like and throw them into my designs. without even thinking about color palettes, accessibility, or anything in that direction. But I only ended up with something that really hurt usability and honestly also my eyes. So here's how to use colors right. In this example, I used a very natural palette, some creamy tones, black for the text, and with one bold accent color to grab attention. It's very simple, which makes it clean, cohesive, and it helps the user to navigate the page. And it also helps us to bring focus to the right areas. Try to keep the accent color to a minimum and only use it to highlight certain parts of your design, either to help the user take an action or to show something important. And here's a bad example. Too many bright colors are fighting for attention, diluting the brand message and honestly also confusing the user. The site feels quite overwhelming and not really professional, which is something I learned the hard way. To fix this, use a color palette, a primary brand color, a secondary accent color, and neutrals. There are a bunch of online tools you can use to check the contrast ratio. You can also do it in Figma. Color contrast is really important since it ensures that the text and also the elements on your website are easy to read and accessible to all users. Of course, including those with visual impairments, but it also benefits everyone else. Good contrast can reduce eye strain and make content easier to scan and understand, improving the overall user experience. Looking back over my 10 years of designing websites, it's the small changes that really make the biggest difference. Here's what I would recommend. Use spacing to reduce clutter and create balance. Focus on typography to make the content readable and professional. Simplify your color palette, use one to begin with, and ensure accessibility. I've also added links in my description to tools you can use to improve your color palette, typography, and spacing. Let me know in the comments if you would like to have a more in-depth video about any of the principles. And to all developers out there, if you feel stuck with your design, don't worry. These principles are easy to apply and work across any project. Let me know in the comments which principle you like the most. Oh, and if you like the video, you should probably check out this one on how to create high converting landing pages. That's it from my side. See you in the next one. Bye.